Welcome everyone to the SMACKEDUP podcast. I'm Will.
I'm Martin.
So you can check us out on Facebook, leave us a like. This podcast will also be up on SoundCloud as well. What to do is just type in the Gaming Vault / SmackEdup Wrestling Podcast and you can listen to us on the go. Also, this video will be up on YouTube on the Gaming Vault, so leave us a like and a sub and you get to listen to me, Martin, all the time.
Lucky bastards.
I know. So, No Mercy came and gone, mate.
Thankfully, it's gone.
Thankfully, it is gone. Like we said the other day, maybe this was going to be a 5-minute podcast because if it's shite, and that was the worry. But 2 matches, I think, saved it.
2 matches definitely stood out. I'll say this much. The only reason I stuck through this was because we're new to this podcasting thing and it'd be a bit shit for me to go, well, we were going to talk about it for our second ever episode, but I fell asleep watching the main event.
Yeah.
I didn't fall asleep. I didn't really pay much attention, but we'll get to that when we get to it.
See, that's the thing. I totally lost interest roughly around about the halfway point until the Miz and Ziggler match. Then after that I gave up. I was just like, no, this is... when we get to the second women's match, I'll tell you who I thought was coming out, and I was like, no, done. So you can probably guess who I was thinking. But to start the night, you messaged me, they changed the card.
Yes.
And the main... the title was the opening, which I found strange, but it got the crowd going when they started.
If you see from the kick-off show, once that crowd were in, they put on that, I'll say bonus match with the word bonus in quotation marks. The crowd were up for this. I mean, it's the first pay-per-view that they'd gotten for a while, I believe. And the only reason it was where it was is because it was a fancy new arena that Paul McCartney had opened a few days ago.
Yeah.
So the crowd were up for this because it was, I think it's the first time in almost 10 years or something that they actually had a WWE event there, like a big one, a televised one.
Yeah.
I don't know why they moved the main event. I know the thinking was, well, the presidential debate's on, but the thing is, people have paid for this, whether it's through the network or whether they're mental and paying their $40 or 15 quid to watch it on pay-per-view on the TV. You pay that money, you're not going to just tape it and watch it later, you know?
Yeah.
You're going to watch it live. It doesn't matter who's talking about whatever on the other channel.
Well, that was it. I mean, I started with I actually started with the kickoff show last night, and just the usual shit. Everybody knows what they're going about. The only thing I want someday today is actually go back and watch that and listen to Booker T, because there's a segment he's talking about.
That's a challenge you're asking for there.
It is a challenge, don't get me wrong, because I fucking can't... He's a great guy, but when he talks, it's like, oh, fuck. But he was going on about Dolph Ziggler and how he's going to put up or shut up. But see the way he says shut up, it sounds like shit up. And I had to...
Shut up, sucker!
It sounds like shut up. It sounds like he actually swore on the telly. I don't know if they caught it, but it sounds like shut up.
It's just his bloody voice, isn't it? I mean,
I'll
be honest with you, unless he's shouting shucky ducky quack quack, I'm not paying attention.
I think he'd done it at the start and he never done it again.
Did. And that's why I switched my brain off.
Then you had...
Because that was it. It was all downhill for Booker T from there, as it always is.
Then you had Jerry Lawler being creepy around Nikki Bella.
He can't not do that. I mean, there's certain things you expect from the King, and never mind that she's like twice his age limit, but he's going to be a creepy bastard regardless. That's just what he does. Creepy.
So we had the kickoff match.
Wow! By the way, wow!
It was
really
good. It was really good. It was like you could. It was
exactly what they needed.
Stereotypical good guys versus bad guys, and it worked really well.
Spotfest, get the crowd alive. But the crowd didn't really need to be woken up. They were pumped.
I mean, I seen what you're talking about with American Alphas, mate. Fucking fantastic team to watch.
Oh, I know,
very athletic.
Jason Jordan has came out his shell so much this past couple of months. I mean, they were doing well in NXT, but see from when they've started appearing in these bigger arenas,
there's
just something about the guy. He's It's like somebody's thrown a gauntlet down to him and he's just seized it. He's having so much fun doing what he's doing. And I mean, his suplexes are just beautiful.
Oh no, they were brilliant suplexes. The moves, they were so tidy to watch. That was the thing. It was just everything was smooth as fuck to watch. Then you had the Hype Bros, and I was howling, mate, because like, see for a distance, when Zack Ryder came out with the colours and that, with the sunglasses, it was like Randy Savage just shaved his hair. I mean, I know Zack Ryder probably couldn't lace his...
shaved his hair and lost his toughness.
He couldn't lace his boots, but it's like, ooh. And then Mojo Riley's drank about 10 cans of Monsters before he entered that arena.
I think that's all that guy does. He's going to die a heart attack in like 2 years in the ring.
I'm surprised he's never failed the wellness policy yet. So
he's hyped, he's no high.
Give it time, we'll give it time. You heard it here first.
Well, what about the vaudevillains coming out in their Victorian flasher coats?
I think that was brilliant. I thought it was actually quite funny. Then I can't
help but imagine Gotch running about with the coat closed over, like that Monty Python sketch going, yeah.
Oh, aye.
Ripping it open.
Main case,
I
couldn't remember who it was. It was singing in the ring when they had somebody in their head.
You mean Aiden English?
Was it Aiden English?
It's always him. You can tell because he sounds like Kermit the Frog.
It was so funny, but it was brilliant. I was like, wow, this is actually really good.
I don't know why this guy can pure sing, by the way. No, he's just loud, and he sounds like a Muppet. An actual Muppet. No, like, here mate, you're a Muppet. No, he sounds like a legit Muppet.
Then Ascension, I think that's the first I've seen them since NXT. The first thing
I feel so bad for them.
I feel bad for them as well, because like in NXT they were very dominant, and then they get put on the main roster and it's the afterthought. I was happy they were on a pay-per-view, fair enough, it was a kick-off show, but at least they're somewhere again.
Yeah. And again, there's only like 6 tag teams or whatever in SmackDown. But what I did notice was that at one point, Atunga, Master of Commentary, mentioned, I have to say the Ascension's record hasn't been great lately. You don't say, Dave.
Oh, don't get me going about Dave's fucking commentary.
Oh, Dave has a couple of belters tonight.
Oh, there was belters last night on Twitter. I mean, 80% doesn't make 100%. Hashtag debate. It was so funny, a lot of things people were hitting at me and just putting debate in with some of his quotes, because he was fucking awful as usual last night. So obviously Hype Bros and the American Alpha win, get the crowd going, start the video package. Well, actually no, they didn't start that video package. This was the weird thing.
Yeah, I've got a wee note saying that as well, because they bring out each contender. By the way, did you notice, see on the like, because the Tron was kind of curved, when Cena came out, the camera was kind of, like, it was up close to him, but you could only see the very front of the Tron, so it said hustle, loyalty and respect.
Because the way it breaks off. Yeah, I did see that.
So they all get in the ring, you've got your build up and all that, and then it just cuts off to the video. So what was happening in the arena? I mean, on our end, we're seeing the video for what's happened over the past few weeks.
I found that strange. That should have been.
Did that a few times.
I mean, the one thing I'm still trying to get used to is that SmackDown camera. It's like watching a SmackDown game happening with that camera so close.
Because it makes it look different, and that's partly what was needed. Because everything has been filmed the same way for so long, until NXT came along. And I don't mean that NXT is in the thing all the smarks love. I mean the original NXT, the game show thing.
Yeah. That
was where they first started bringing in different camera angles like that. Then, of course, it evolved into what we've got now. The presentation totally changed for the better. I think some guys who were involved in production of that are now actually running SmackDown, which is why it's looking different, and obviously the storylines are more coherent and all that.
I think it's just time I've got to get used to it, because that's only twice now I've watched it, and it's just like, wow, that's a bit strange, but it's good in a way because you got close up to the action. And last night that triple threat showed the action where the camera was up.
Yeah.
And they 3 guys, and Ambrose done well. He did well, but there's
up
parts
a bit compared to his past performances, but he's still not where he should be.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I think he still has to reach that just a wee bit more, but he's getting back to where he was. I mean, there's nothing really much you can say about AJ and Cena. They two are
you deliver every time.
Some of the moves Cena was doing, that flip over AJ, and
I wasn't even sure what the name it was, but apparently it's called a Code Red, according to Morrow, the walking specky encyclopedia.
I was like, oh my god,
mental.
It was crazy because just like, I've never seen him do this, and then,
I know.
It was just weird
thing, the Argentine backbreaker, and then he goes into a power bomb off it.
It was crazy. AJ was just brilliant again. I've never seen a bad match yet with that guy.
I know, even if you watch his TNA stuff, and despite the quality of some of his opponents, I mean, pretty much everybody, and I know, well, maybe not yourself, but most people are aware of the best TNA match that ever happened, which was AJ, Samoa Joe, and Christopher Daniels in a triple threat back in about 05 for the X Division title. I don't like triple threats in general because most of the time it just turns into one-on-one anyway, and the other guy lies outside.
Yeah.
But there's been rare exceptions. There's that TNA one. There was the Rollins, Lesnar, and Cena one from the Rumble last year.
Yeah.
And there was one in particular, I remember, it was Jericho, He Who Shall Not Be Named, and Kurt Angle, the European and Intercontinental titles on the line.
Oh, aye.
Mania. That was a belter.
I thought you were going to say the Triple H Shawn Michaels and He Should Not Be Named.
I never liked that, but that's a story for another time. That's really my kind of thing. As I say, it's just me. I'm not really a huge fan of triple threats, but those rare occasions when they're done properly.
Yeah, that last night was done proper. The first ending, I've got to admit, like, this is I fucked up here, right? That ending happened, okay? The submission, the STF, and was it I can't remember. Calf killer, right? No. And obviously he tapped, and then the bell went. I was like, fuck yes. Tweeted. I was like, what kind of bullshit ending is this? And I actually walked away from the telly to go and get a drink. And then I heard the commentating going, and I heard there's been a dirty deeds, and I was like, what? And then I came back out, and I was like, fuck, the match is still going. So I was like, right, okay, I've got to sit down and watch this. And I was like, right, okay, what's going to happen now? Because I was like, right, something big's going to happen. Either Cena's going to win this, which I don't mind. Like I said, I'd rather have it in Mania, but I don't mind if he does it. Or AJ's going to do it dirty.
And superbly enough.
Yes.
That dirty wee redneck gets his chair and just does a dirty bastard ending. Oh, one's decked, let's just let him and pin him and run. Yes! The
shock, like me and you were talking about, was the fact that it was Cena he pinned. I genuinely thought it was Ambrose.
No, but I mean, again, no, this is something we're talking about. Like, it wasn't a clean pin, so that leaves Cena with an excuse. But going to Survivor Series, it's most likely that we're getting some variant on Ambrose and Styles again.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way you could have had Dean taking the fall if you're going to build towards that.
Yeah.
So I think, given the circumstances, it was a pretty smart move. Get the dirty pin on Cena. Cena goes away to record whatever it is he's doing. I can't even remember the name yet. But then he'll probably be back round about Rumble time for Mania season. Where, as we were saying the other day, it's at the Alamo Dome. It's a huge place. You could either have him win it there or start the Mania build for him and AJ.
Yeah.
To have a 5-star classic, which I would not be surprised if they pulled off.
I mean, I don't mind Styles going all the way to Mania with the belt. I genuinely don't mind that.
I think genuinely do not see anyone else who should be doing what he's doing right now. I don't think there's anyone else on the SmackDown roster that should be in his position.
Nobody close. So obviously AJ won again, 3-0 against Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Which they brought up last night.
Unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
Or not, nobody would have seen this coming at the start of this year.
And it was brilliant. The crowd were so up for it. The crowd were amazing at that point. You were really sucked into that match. Then
it should have been the legit main event instead of them just saying the main event. See, just before we go on, did you work out how many predictions we got right?
We got 1, 2.
Is we called AJ, so we're 1 for 1 on that. We didn't know about the opening match, so that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. No, we did the opening. If we went with the card prediction, well, just the layout, the card I had, we got AJ, then we got the next match right. Then
no, let's just do it after we went over each match.
Right, okay.
So
we got one. I know we did. So we got 1 for 1. So next match was, and this is when the crowd died. The crowd died for about an hour, and I think everybody else did watching it. Nikki Bella, who basically came out as the female John Cena.
Well, just before that, we've had a Hell in a Cell hype video, which I'm pretty sure is the same as last year's with the Ouija board. Then we had Bray Wyatt advert. Now, I can't quite place what it is about Bray Wyatt right now, but he looks like a particular breed of dog, and I can't remember what the breed is.
Sheepdog?
No, it's something like that, though.
Irish Wolfhound?
Getting there. I mean, as soon as I see the dog, I'll shout Bray Wyatt at it, but his picture for the match card, he looks like some kind of dog. And if anybody knows, tweet us or Facebook us, please. Do my head in.
He looks like a dog. We must figure it out.
Please, it's actually giving me misery. Anyway, we got the random build-up video from Randy.
We got the random build-up because when they were doing that, I thought, oh fuck, are they doing that one next?
I know, I was expecting like a reverse card.
So I know. Then like no, it never happened that way. So Nikki Bella came out like female John Cena with
not even that. Why she dressed up like a high schooler in a gym class for a porno?
Oh, God knows.
That's a ring gear. How am I supposed to take somebody seriously when they dress up like that?
It genuinely thought they looked like they would rip on her with some of the moves.
Yes.
So then Carmella came out, and what I said yesterday, the other day, sorry, I had a bad feeling about this one. Very Star Wars.
You did. You were absolutely right.
I was right.
But the other thing I was going to say, when Carmella came out, instead of having her entrance, they threw on the video again. During her time coming into the ring.
Oh, aye, they did.
Weird time.
I didn't even notice that, mate. That's how much I actually turned away from the telly.
Although, like, I mean, there's an argument for it because it makes the card go faster. Like, there's less time between the matches, and I can see why people would think it's a good idea. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, you do need a wee breather between things.
Yeah.
You know, going from match to match to match to match.
I mean,
it's different from something like Mania was this year, where, you know, hey, you're sitting down here for 8 hours, you know.
So there was actually one thing I didn't mention during. I'm going actually back to the triple threat match, and there's one thing I actually forgot to mention. Did you see the bump Cena took on the edge of the apron?
Do you know what I was actually meant to say about that? That was just bizarre looking.
It was bizarre, but
and I don't know how AJ managed to jump and land on his feet on the ground from the apron while he did it.
I've never seen Cena take a bump like that. Fair play to him. I just remembered there because
if he's got the break coming up for the filming where he's not going to be taking, you know, bumps at all.
Yeah,
I can see the sort of argument. You know, maybe if he does get hurt, he's got a few months to rest or whatever. But anyway,
back to this match. Yes, because it was a part, and I wanted to. I kept noticing. So Nikki Bella basically done her Super Cena strength thing and just threw her about, where he had Carmella basically screaming 90% of that match. You're kidding me?
Slaps in the hair.
The slaps of the hair pulling.
That was just the opening bit, and I was just thinking to myself, God damn it, Will was right. Why did I dare be positive about this?
And then when they go out the ring, she threw her against the Videotron on the ring apron now. And then obviously she's holding her neck, and they kept mentioning her neck, the surgery, and I'm like, okay, we get it. She had surgery.
Well, I think part of why they were forcing the story so much through commentary is that if for some reason you've been watching WWE TV and you haven't let them beat you over the head with it, and you just watch this match,
or you've not watched
Totally
Well as yet.
No, I haven't.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, you haven't. But this is where, like the magic came for. It's like, oh Tunga, you've just gave us all the ammunition for the next podcast.
But the thing is, if they didn't have the commentary doing it, and say you hadn't watched SmackDown for a few weeks, you wouldn't know that she'd hurt her neck because the storytelling just wasn't very good.
No.
When she hit it occasionally, and then Nikki goes to do her power moves and forgets all about it until it comes time to walk up the ramp.
It was.
Then she's holding her neck, going,
the Peter Griffin style.
Exactly.
It was very. It was like a Divas match for 5 years ago, and the crowd died. The crowd just went. That was that done.
Well, they're conditioned to expect something better now.
Yeah, well, that's it, and I think we have been spoiled with the likes of Sasha Banks, Bayley,
totally,
even Charlotte and
finally
Becky.
Getting to show her away.
Yeah, we have been spoiled.
And even if you casually keep up with NXT, everybody knows about this time last year with Bayley and Sasha main eventing, doing the Iron Man match, which I don't know. I would have called it Iron Woman because
it makes
they're
more
not
sense.
men. What do I know?
Vince McMahon being sexist again.
Oh,
he's going to grab that pussy.
Oh no, that's his mate Trump.
I know.
But I bet you when he heard Trump saying that, going, you tell him, Donald.
Oh, he was starting clapping his hands and fucking everything. Crazy bastard. So Nikki won. So that's 1-for-1 again. So 2-for-2.
That's one apiece. Actually, I want to make a wee rivalry out of this.
Aye, two each.
I'm pretty sure we both guessed the same for everything, but I'm still calling it 2-for-2. Screw it. So then we have The Miz arguing with Shane and
that's
Daniel
right.
Bryan.
Yeah, yep, that's right.
Now, I'm quite happy with The Miz doing his thing and all that. I just don't see the point in him making fun of Daniel Bryan. I mean, it might pay off to something, but given that WWE don't want him wrestling, despite every other doctor ever saying he's fine to, I don't want to see the guy get hurt. But Miz making fun of him, both in backstage bits and during matches and taunting him, what's it going to pay off to? Bryan can't get involved. Bryan's not allowed to hurt him.
I thought during the match Bryan was going to come out and
I would have said, well,
call something. If you're not,
that's what you would expect.
Yeah, but it never happened.
Teasing something over the next couple of months, and then you get to WrestleMania, you would expect Miz versus Bryan. But given that Bryan's not allowed in any way, shape, or form to be in that ring fighting, you can't do that.
It's weird.
I would love it if he did, but if it's really as much a threat to his physical well-being as WWE seem to be insisting, then I don't even want it suggested that he could be in the ring, because all you're going to do is either he winds up getting hurt if it's as bad as they say, or you're going to let everyone down because they're thinking, oh, one more Bryan match, really? And it's not going to pay off.
No, it's a weird one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like the way like the Miz has been like the heel character towards them, and I thought we were going to get a payoff last night, especially when that match happens and when we get to the end. And I thought, oh, here, hold on a second, because the crowd started kind of doing the chant.
Yeah.
And then it was different, but. Yeah, because you had time he wants to renegotiate his contract, and he gets Maurice just to finish it off for them.
And I thought looking like an evil ring master. Somehow.
Yeah, I thought she was going to be a wee bit more snippy with it, but it was just like,
maybe that's partly because she's not been there a wee while. She's not really had a whole lot to do since she's been back. I know it's been a couple of months now, but she really has had nothing to do.
Aye, just a valet now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Walk to the ring and back with him and then say something in French and go away again. But that's not the bit that really bothered me about these wee in-between match segments here, because then we got Susan G. Komen advert narrated by somehow college-graduated Titus O'Neil.
At first I thought it was Big Show.
No, it was definitely I actually thought Mark Henry because of the deep voice, and I realised it's Titus because he was that horrible. I'm not very good at reading and talking out loud at the same time tone.
Because before we talk about this, we've got to let everybody understand that. I mean, like, we support like breast cancer awareness and all that.
Of course we do.
I mean,
nobody wants cancer to one.
Nah, fuck cancer. I mean, that should get a Stone Cold Stunner fucking a million times.
It should be getting wiped out, and that's what cancer charities are supposed to be for, except this one. See, when it comes to preventing cancer, giving money to Susan G. Komen is as effective as standing in a pool of fucking toxic water, or after a nuke's gone off, run out into the fallout zone to dance.
Yep. I mean, in case a lot of people don't know this, because I think, who was it? Was it Punk spoke about this? I remember reading this. I remember Punk speaking about this years ago. And the foundation, basically, it's an organisation that take the money, but they don't put enough into research. Am I right in saying that?
I think it works out something like for every dollar that gets put in, there's something like 2 cents spent on cancer research.
When you got like
I'm not kidding. Like something really small amount like that.
Because what's the one that's over here that all donations go? Is that just the normal breast cancer?
The cancer research.
The cancer research. All donations go to cancer research.
Aye.
Which,
but again, they also cut things up because you need to pay for your own organisation, obviously. But they do pay a bit more than what Susan G. Komen does. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure the exact number, but it's not like, you know, shelter where every pound gets you a penny towards the homeless.
Yeah.
Or something that bad. But when it comes to this Komen organisation, you're as well pissing your money away. And also, can I just point out, that woman Kelly that they had in the advert, maybe Kelly wouldn't have got cancer if she hadn't spent so long in sunbeds.
Oh, the sunbed, that you could tell. She was.
Aye, you could.
Aye. It's one of the things. It's when I heard about, because originally when they started that, like the combination with it, I thought it was pretty cool, like the pink t-shirts and that were coming.
T-shirts, the ring apron, the
logo
everywhere.
I would wear one of the pink t-shirts. Then obviously that, when I read about what the organisation was doing, I was like, well, hold on, I would rather, if I gave £5, I'd rather see £4 go to the research. Right, you keep the pound. Obviously, you've got to run a business, but you've got to give or take. And
instead, you've got their executives paying themselves ridiculous wages, like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Instead of that money going to where it should, it's going into their pockets.
Aye. So I think everybody, that's the only debate you're going to get for us too. The only
debate. It's a telling. I'll tell you.
So, next match was, I believe, the tag titles.
It was, where they got the hype video thing right, but my God, right, see Heath works hard. Heath has done an amazing turn this past couple of years. He's the only real relevant active wrestler from the Nexus that's still going. He has this lovely new t-shirt. His backstage and video promos with his kids and his redneck wife and his trailer are all very funny. He's got that new t-shirt.
That new t-shirt.
Right.
I love that t-shirt. And the crowd
See,
actually go behind him.
And the music comes on. The start of the music sings, "I'm a one-man band," and then it goes into the 3-man band song.
I didn't even notice that.
Last night, it has been, it's been that way since he went on his own way, because they fired the other two in the first place. But see, last night what they did was turn the music down and turn the audience up to try and hide it. But I could hear it. I didn't even notice that was the 3-man band.
You
cannot miss it. It's just they've not even covered up the lyrics. Even if they just took the lyrics out or just changed them.
Yeah.
To "I'm a one-man band." No, instead it's we're the 3-man band. Over and over again. It's not the fact it says it once, it's the fact that the entire chorus is that sentence like 80 times.
I mean, the match was weird because I thought it was going to be like sort of the hot tag was going to be with Slater and then
Yes.
Slater going to be like the one that's going to like win this match again, and it turned out no.
See, I actually expected it to be the other way. Instead, they had Rhino getting beat up for ages. But see, just before that, why are the Usos dressed up as Hispanic gardeners?
Mate, they're for Grove Street.
I don't mean
for
a
San
joke.
Andreas.
I'm asking, why are they dressed up as gardeners?
That's where they're
Hispanic
for.
gardeners.
San Andreas.
Why don't you just stick them on the lawnmowers and call them Mexicans 2000? It's ridiculous.
It was the worst ring gear I've ever seen. Honestly.
I've seen some shite, Martin.
It's fair enough if you're going to wear, like, say, like the jean type gear and stuff like that. Make it look kind of a wrestler. No, like as if you're just going down the streets of LA or something.
As if you just have to get a head strimmer out.
It was so bad, and they trainers.
Oh, that was another note I've got. Why are they wearing the worst footwear I've ever seen?
It was so bad. But the match was a bit back and forth. It started off pretty slow. But then it gradually got going, and I noticed it really get going when it was Heath Slater in the ring, and they done that back, like the kick on like the back of the knee.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that actually looks really good, because like
That's something totally different that you wouldn't normally see.
no, in a tag team, no, and Heath's selling it crazy. Then he's dragging himself over to get to Rhino to make the hot tag, and Big Rhino as usual. Just
you can't beat a goer.
No, and he just ploughed. Well, he done the go outside. He done the go outside the ring.
But props to Heath for that power slam off the top rope.
Oh, aye.
That was lovely. Again, not something that you usually see. What a great counter it was.
Even the Samoan drop on Heath was brilliant. That was a brilliant Samoan drop. And the match was okay. The crowd were a bit. They were getting into it. They were getting into it. Yeah, they were getting into it. You heard the crowd shouting, "He's got kids," and I was laughing because I was like, the crowd were dead in the last match, and then they've woke up again. And
that's good booking though, because they knew. Let's be honest, that the tag match would wake people up from what was going to be an awkward women's match.
Yeah, and
so that's just smart layout.
And then you had Rhino doing the final. Well, no, he done the gore outside the ring.
Aye.
Jumped in the ring, done a clothesline.
Yeah.
Then he jumped back out. The hot tag happened, and then there was a final gore, wasn't there? Or was there something else before that?
No, he got them, and I was sitting there thinking, as much as I like Mauro Ranallo and Russia Tonga was dead, nobody's screaming gore, gore, gore. I miss that.
And
I really do.
You need somebody to do the old gore. But no, it was an alright match. Wasn't it? Like, give it like a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Fun
match.
Yeah.
Got to a decent speed. It gave the crowd what they wanted to see. We got the prediction wrong, both of us.
Yeah, we said Usos, so we're still at 2-2. I genuinely thought the Usos were going to win.
So did I,
thought that.
obviously.
But
to set up something with maybe them, the American Alpha in time. Maybe it'll happen at Survivor Series to give us something at TLC with them.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens.
Hopefully.
Now,
I was waiting for this.
How to ruin Martin's day in 2 words.
Right, before we get into this,
Bray Wyatt was speaking tongues or some shit.
Yes.
What was that?
I have no idea, mate. No idea. He was like, I was sitting there watching, and I was like, he's obviously got back in that old gear he's got on. I was like,
I thought like I would turn the telly down too low, and I just wasn't hearing it right at first.
I still preferred him when he came out like Leatherface without the mask.
Aye, the apron and all that.
Yeah, it looked cool, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, right, okay, you're speaking in tongues, rocking on your chair, then he's doing that I've got the whole world in my hand. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's boring now.
It didn't need revisited.
Nah, there's something creepier. Then it's just,
Wayne.
and then it just
Everybody likes the creepy Wayne.
That was it. Now this is where the card got fucking weird. And whoever fucking booked it, whoever wrote that fucking card,
now
slapped.
Let's give them some benefit of the doubt, because Becky to kill.
Yes.
We don't know what's up with her.
Oh fuck! That's one thing we actually forgot to mention.
I'm sure I've heard she's doing fine from what I've seen. She's posting photos from the hospital and smiling, and apparently it's a very minor issue, whatever it is.
But it's non.
I'm not going to speculate. It could be anything. It's non-life threatening. It's minor, but it needs.
But it was not. It was nothing to do with in ring.
No. I wouldn't be shocked if it was like appendicitis or something like that.
Because you told me on the Saturday, and it broke my heart.
Aye, it was just she was injured and it looked like she was out for a month. That was the initial reports. But
then it was still advertised as she was going to do it, and then and they
kept doing that up until exactly this point in the card.
And then it was like an hour before
Becky won't compete tonight. Aye.
An hour before the kickoff, then they changed that. The only good thing is I get to see her live defend the title.
That would have happened anyway, let's be honest.
I get to see her live defend the title in Glasgow, so I still get to see my red hair goddess. So, back to, I know you're going to rant here, and I'm going to let you rant, because... I
don't even know if I've got the energy to rant. I don't know if he deserves my rant.
There was a lot of things on Twitter saying, the crowd shouldn't do that, the crowd shouldn't do that. I'm telling you just now, if you pay your money, you're allowed to chant whatever you want.
As long as you don't make the show about yourself, and at no point did this crowd go out for themselves. It's not an NXT crowd.
This match totally killed them. It was so boring to watch. Didn't matter what Swagger done.
And it was not his fault.
No.
Because Jack can work a crowd. He's got experience. He's been there a while. He knows how to get a response. He knows what to do to get a response. But when a crowd is that down, it doesn't matter if you whip out your arse and fart at them. They are not going to give a shit.
No. Baron
Corbin was... Baron Corbin!
Mate, see, after, when we were talking about Baron Corbin the other day, and you were saying about his face and his belly, that's all I could see. That's all I could see, and I was like,
why you call him the Lone Wolf, by the way?
Why?
Because all the little wolves looked at him and went, that cunt's a liability. Let's get out of here.
He's going to get us caught.
Aye.
He's going to get shot off Bambi's killer.
Exactly.
Or Bambi's boy's killer.
What can you be alone? I'm one of the cool guys that hangs out by himself because I like my own company. So I just go. That's Baron Corbin.
I mean, they've done a cool thing. It was like Swagger had his hand in the ring. The steel steps, and he kicks it, and then he's selling it crazy. And you think, right, okay, so what are you going to do with that? You're going to do like submission moves or something on that hand.
Focus on the hand.
And I think,
first Donzo.
And I think
it didn't even look good.
Well, no, that's the thing. It looked so bad.
Do you know what else? See, about a minute into the match, a Tunga hits out with, I wonder how Corbin's ankle is, referring to that submission that the ref ruled on SmackDown that led to that match. Now, I'd love to have told you, Dave, how his ankle was, but the bastard wasn't selling. There was no reference to it in the match at all.
I cannot stand a Tunga.
Until he went to go to the ring, and I think he might have hobbled once, but he could have just slipped on something. And then, like, when he's shouting at Jack, when he's standing on his hand and clearly not putting any weight on it, his voice is like the default creator wrestler's voice for the SmackDown games.
Yeah.
Just so boring, just generically American. And then, on top of that, you've got his belly looking bemused. It looks bemused at the referee. It looks bemused at the crowd. It looks bemused at Jack Swagger. And I figure out why it's bemused. Because it's attached to Corbin. I'd have that face on if I was stuck with him.
He's so boring. There's this zero personality.
What the people running the show see in him. And I want to. I mean, see, for the first month or two that Rusev was going around on NXT, I didn't get it, right? It wasn't clicking with me. The guy who came in the ring, he put his mad skirt down and, do his bow and all that. And it just, I didn't get it, and I didn't see it. It wasn't anything spectacular in the ring. and then he started adding personality to what he did, and that's what ultimately got him put up to the main roster last year. So of course he gets US title and he does the amazing stuff with Cena, and then all the other matches, and as time went on he just got better and better because he was always adding little things in here and there to build up his character and his personality. Corbin's been up since WrestleMania, right? That was April, the start of April. He has added nothing that makes me go, oh right, I can see what he's going for here.
Yeah, there's
no flourishes like Rusev and also Randy Orton. The kind of guy, like even especially with Randy, his character even shows in how he walks. You know, that sort of lean over.
Yeah, it's
predator look about him.
Small things in the details, even like,
exactly.
Even to like the ring, like even if you take likes of. Even with like when the Shield came out, stuff like that, the things they all added to make like but, this is different.
Back when you had Stone Cold, see when he got to the ring, he got in the ropes, and the only way I can really put it is with a purpose. See when he stepped through the ropes, he did it in a different way from everyone else. You know, the leg through, the pulling himself through quickly, and then whenever he was leaving the ring, he rolled down and then rolled out underneath. It set him apart. William Regal, he does the old British traditional thing of wiping his feet before he gets in the ring. He even continues it now that he's not wrestling. Like he'll get up the stairs, he'll wipe his feet, then he'll get in. Little things like that stand out. Corbin has nothing unique other than his mad face. The extra face.
The extra face. Yeah, it just the crowd didn't buy it.
We were cheering for a bit. I've actually got the notice, whatever drugs that this crowd are clearly on, I want them. But as the match went on, Corbin just beat the life out of them.
And then Corbin won.
No, that's another thing. See that ending? How, right, does getting dragged away from the ropes when you're in a submission hold let the referee break it? How many times have you seen a match where it's
I've never seen that
into a submission? The guys grab the ropes. Let's say Cena's got the STFU on, whatever he's changed the name to, it's just the STF now. Right, the guy grabs the rope, Cena lets up a little bit, then throws it back on, drags the guy to the middle of the ring, and walks it right in. You didn't see the referee go, no, he had the ropes a minute ago, John, you're going to need to let go altogether. Doesn't happen.
Yeah, then he goes to grab the apron, he drags the apron, and we've seen it a million times where the ref will just ignore the apron. Fair enough, okay, they're trying something different to tell the story.
It doesn't work when it doesn't have consistent logic with every other event they've ever ran.
Nah, it doesn't, especially after the last two.
You're telling me that referee who has been a referee for WWE for like well over a decade at least, right, and has handled the big matches because they've only got like 3 or 4, is going to suddenly become stupid?
Yeah.
For that one match?
Yeah.
And forget what the rules are?
It was.
That's my problem.
It was really crazy considering they'd done the thing on the Tuesday and then they'd done kind of the same on the Sunday. It was like, right, okay, but we've already seen something like this. It's the same scenario again. I
know, but at least with the one on Tuesday, I mean, I know it's the referee screwing up because he thinks the guy tapped. That's the referee being out of position, and it makes sense. It's like going back to Undertaker and Brock last year, when Taker got that bullshit win over Brock. The referee's out of position, he thinks Brock tapped.
Yeah.
It's the referee being out of position, it's not because of inexperience, whereas this one, you'd expect that kind of screw up from an inexperienced referee, not someone who's done thousands of events.
It was just one of the ones.
Consistency to your logic. You can't just do one thing because you've written yourself into a corner.
It was really, really weird. But thankfully the crowd woke back up after that match.
Aye.
And I've got match of the night for me.
I think so, aye.
Match of the night for me. Miz versus Ziggler title for career. I didn't know what to think of this one. If this was going to be his last match.
Was he expecting him as one? Because whenever in the past when there've been title career matches, the career's always been the thing that gave.
Yeah.
It's just how WWE work.
And
Ziggler totally played everyone with his tweets saying, "Oh, you can book me for such and blah blah blah," through this guy saying how he was ready to go and that if you don't like WWE's booking, you won't want to watch tonight and all this.
Miz was brilliant again in ring. The only thing that I noticed, like, it was like 3 times he tried it, and a couple of times he fucked it up, was that powerbomb bouncing off the rope.
I'm not quite sure why he kept insisting on that.
It kept fucking it up. Then it was amazing storytelling. Obviously, when he had that figure 4 locked in, Dolph sold that knee. He cannot walk. He's gubbed, and then this is where the thing started changing. Where I genuinely thought Daniel Bryan was going to come out, because this was the 3rd time he got sprayed in the face,
and Miz was given the yes.
Yeah, so I'm like, Daniel Bryan's going to come out, he's going to pull her away, and he'll stand there to make sure the match goes legit. Because up at that point, Miz took off the corner apron where Ziggler got a face first, basically. Yeah. And it's like, it's building up, something's going to happen.
Yeah, and I genuinely didn't expect what did happen.
Well, see, that was it, and this is where I thought it's more going to happen, because then you got the old members of the Spirit Squad coming down. Mikey looks fat as fuck, by the way.
I'm not really in a position to judge because he's more a wrestler than me, but I think the guy looks...
So it was this one, I was like, fuck! So they came down, and it's basically now a 4-on-1, basically, against Ziggler. And like, he's trying
also, with yesterday being Eddie Guerrero's birthday, I like the little nod to him with Ziggler's boot. Because Miz keeps going for the leg, he's pulling at him, the boot comes off and it turns the match. Just like what Eddie used to do, he used to loosen his laces and then let Kurt Angle put the submission on him. And then Eddie got out the boot and Kurt's left going, what the hell? We're holding this boot in his hands and then getting kicked for his trouble.
Well noticed, mate. Do you know, I didn't even know. I knew the boot came off, but see, that way, at that time in the morning, I wasn't even thinking down that road. I think if I watched it, see if I watched it this morning when I was more awake, I would have clicked on, oh, that's really smart. They're obviously paying tribute to one of these great matches. But at the time I didn't think it, I just thought, that's different, and I like it.
It's been years since anything like that. And Sasha's been doing it in some of her matches. Like she did the thing with the chair, where she pretended to be hit with it to get the win. So
they're all there, and at this point I genuinely thought, like, Brian's going to come out, he's going to get shot at all them. And no, the ref pops them out. And to finish it off is an amazing super kick.
Yes.
And Dolph Ziggler becomes the IC champion.
Dolph should have been using all along, goddammit.
It was a 9 out of 10 match, easy. 9.
Oh, it was great fun.
But there's another one we got wrong, because we went Miz.
Well, I had to admit, I was expecting it to be Miz, because at one point Dolph was that desperate to save his career, he used a sleeper hold, and who fucking does that?
It was such a good match. They told a brilliant story in the ring. The crowd were totally up for it.
Oh, they were all over it. I mean, there was some chance for Miz early on, but he put paid to that with his Daniel Bryan taunting. And then they got right behind Ziggler.
It was absolutely fantastic, and that should have been the main event. That should have closed the show. I was expecting it to, because I really did think that Randy and Bray would have been mid-card. Like a big event to get the crowd going, even though we all know how it would actually go, as we were saying the other day. But this was a high point of the whole card. You can't follow this match. No, the two title matches, the main titles. No, they don't even. I wouldn't put tag team in with this one, but the WWE and the IC were brilliant. They saved that show, because it was going to be a bore fest, and Miz again done brilliant. Ziggler pulled fucking all sorts out, done a great job again, and the ending where you see Miz looking through the ropes, I was like, hey, this is going to continue. This is going to be good. And
I'm ready for it. Anymore at Survivor Series.
I cannot wait.
will never get bored of them having matches with each other.
So then we get to a weird segment, and I thought, the wellness policy's coming back to haunt you, Randy.
or Hulk Hogan's haunted mirrors from WCW.
If nobody's seen this yet, right?
Hold on, can I just say, see if Ultimate Warrior had appeared in the mirror, I'd have gave this 10 out of 10 for the whole pay-per-view. I'd have been howling.
Do you know a lot of people will mention that on Twitter?
Of course they are. It's Hulk Hogan's haunted mirror. Eric, can you see him, brother?
It was so funny. Basically, Randy Orton's in like the bathroom while there's a camera there, right? Why?
I think it was his locker room, not the bathroom.
It looked like a bathroom. I can see the
wee
haunt. I can see the hand dryer.
Makeup on.
Spray tan. So then he walks over to a mirror and he's looking in the mirror, getting himself all psyched up, and then the thing just fucking walks.
His face melted.
Honest to God, I didn't know what to think of that.
I just told you what to think of it.
It was so fucking bad.
Just suddenly we were transported to the mid-90s.
Oh, totally Twilight Zone. It was so funny. There's no way they could have thought people are going to take this serious. Like now,
you can't.
That means, see, if it was like the Undertaker when he was Ministry or something, maybe.
But at least then there was always that sort of sinister threat about him because
there's a mystical presence about him, and it's like
you've just got a magic tramp making your face melt.
Aye. See, I look at Bray Wyatt's character more like a serial killer than like the Undertaker's mystical appearance.
Whole worshipper.
Aye.
That's what he had, and that was fine. It worked.
Aye.
But when you've got this magic
serial killer,
that
was so funny. That was the funniest thing I've seen in a long time in a backstage segment.
Oh aye, more of that, please.
So,
and let's be honest, there's got to be more of that because that feud's not over. But we'll get to that in a minute.
We'll get to that in a minute. So this is where I kind of last night gave up.
And absolutely don't blame you, by the way.
So I'll basically let you explain the matches so then I can get the feeling for them. So then I feel better no watching them, and you did.
Now, I say that I watched them, I mean, I watched the first 5 minutes and then started skipping like 1 minute intervals because it kept going and going. So Alexa Bliss comes out, which I can't argue with because Alexa's out.
Did they mention Harley Quinn?
Actually, when she came out, Morrow says to JBL, "Who does she look like to you?" And JBL goes, "Shut up."
Because that's
and then says she looks like one of the best wrestlers in the world. She looks like the #1 contender to the women's championship here on SmackDown. I don't care for your comic book references.
Brilliant.
And it was dropped.
Brilliant.
It's like they were listening. Anyway, Alexa cuts a promo about Becky being scared to fight her. Now, Alexa's lovely when she has the right thing to talk about and she's had a chance to practice it. Yep. She can be quite good. She's excellent at being a mean girl's bitch, as we said. See, with this though, I don't know if it was because she was fed a script or if she had to make up certain bits of it as she went, but it was gash. Just a gash promo.
I seen the promo because I wanted to see who was going to come out, and it did feel like it was like she only did tell that before she walked through the gorilla position.
Aye,
do you know what I mean?
That's what it felt like.
I mean,
obviously she's known earlier in the day that Becky's still going to manage, but I think they were still kind of scrambling around to get her something to say before it to try and get some heat, because then out came the Day-Glow Raver. Now,
I genuinely thought it was going to be Eva Marie.
She doesn't wrestle. She just doesn't. But see, just before that, I don't get it. Right? That I don't get Naomi. I don't get it. Like,
I thought she was a heel. And then
she's
face again.
She comes out, she dances. She gives Wayne's glow sticks or headbands or something. And she wears those mad 90s trainers with the flashing lights.
Which you can get down the floors for about a tenner.
Or the bars, probably, aye.
Yeah.
she dances a bit. Her clothes all glow in the dark. I don't get it. Why is she doing the early 90s rave thing? I know I'm no home with the Downies and all that, but it goes right over my head.
It does kind of go right over my head. Where it's like, okay, right, you change your character. Even like, is it Alicia Fox? I think she's got a bit of dancing music. I don't know where all this dancing music
came from. Her gimmick's better because she's a nutter who looks gorgeous. She's a crazy girl.
Even
like, she's this lovely, beautiful woman who would use all her charm to win somebody over, and then the second that she perceives you've slighted her, she's a psycho, and it works.
To go off topic, the one thing I do want to talk about Alicia Fox, and I remember hearing about it, but I didn't see the segment until the Clash of Champions, and I had to explain to Marie, because Marie went like, why did she hit her with something, then look at her as if, are you alright?
The box thing.
I said to her, Marie, she never meant that. It was like the thing fell out her horn and hurt Nia Jax. I said to her pals.
And then she remembered she's on camera and has to be
was live.
And it worked.
It
even
worked
better
so well.
Because of it.
It worked so well. And I said that to her, it's because she's pals and she forgot they were live. They couldn't cut. I said, it was so good.
But then she goes, ah! And it totally works. But that's the thing though. She's got a character. See, outside of Naomi's mad entrance, I couldn't tell you a thing about the character.
No, well that's it. That's how I'm so confused, because it was like she was heel at the
last show.
Was it SummerSlam? They had the big.
No, that was the one after. That was
no, but
Backlash.
Was it no? But what one was the tag team with Nikki Bella? Was that SummerSlam? She came back. Was it right? Then you had it might have been Backlash. Was it? I can't remember. Anyhow,
no, Backlash was the women match for the title.
Right. Okay. So you had her in the heel team. Then she came out kind of like a heel in the 6-way, but then she's face. She's doing a big show.
Development.
No, it's so confusing.
But at least with Big Show, you see the turns, even if there's a ridiculous number of them. With her, it was just, shit, what do we need this week? Need a face. Just stick Naomi out.
Aye, like you said, there's no development. You can't really... It's there for the
kids. Which is a real thing for SmackDown just now.
Yeah, it's
how well they've handled everyone else.
It's like a Bailey for the kids and for SmackDown, but Bailey does it fucking a million times better.
Because she just gets it.
Aye.
And Bailey has a character when she's back.
Yes, there's a character.
Freaking out. But Naomi dances, that's literally it. Then she's in the ring and she's just nothing unique. Nothing. When she's backstage, nothing unique.
So basically...
And it murdered the crowd as well.
When she came out, that's when I just went bed.
It was a bad match.
I was just in my bed.
No, this is another one we can't really have a prediction for because we didn't know about.
We didn't know,
Becky.
so we'll scrap this one. This one's scrapped.
We're still in 3 out of 5.
Right. So we're then. So who did we? Is it 3 out of 5 or 2 out of 5?
3 out of 5. I've got a wee note it here.
So we got the AJ, Nikki Bella,
Nikki,
and who else?
And have I made an arse of this?
It was only 2.
Swagger and Corbin.
Oh, because that was supposed to be the pre-show.
Aye.
Yes, you're right. That was the pre-show, and then obviously I got put to the card because they had to change it all. So this is a strange thing, and this is why a lot of people are complaining as well, because the main event was...
Well, actually, just as it kicked off, this match, Morrow literally said, Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton, the main event of No Mercy.
Which is crazy.
And it is the main event, because the match that goes on last is your main event. If it wasn't the main event, people would leave before it.
It was...
And hell, if I was there, I'd have left before it, because I knew exactly what we were in for.
I would have left before it as well, because we all knew what was going to happen. I've not even seen this match yet, so whatever you're going to tell me, I can picture this one. But...
Alright, imagine a slow, plodding match with lots of headlocks, a couple of screw-ups. At one point, Wyatt is on the apron with Randy. He's got Randy in a headlock, right? Wyatt is he jumps off, and as he jumps off, he hits Randy across the back. You know, just like a arm across the back, bang. To which Morrow calls out, he did a DDT. There wasn't a DDT, but JBL shouts he didn't quite get all of it though. He kind of fell there. The commentators were trying to make things exciting so that if people weren't looking at the TV, they think they were missing something.
Yeah.
What they were really doing was an impossible task.
I mean, because if people are listening like in America or anything, like, you know yourselves, we get this at like the main program kicks off at 1 o'clock in the morning for us. So by this point, 2:30, you're feeling tired. But
3:30.
See if you knew the Miz and Ziggler were going to be last, I would have stayed. I would have started through it for that match. If the way that match turned out, if that was the last match, I would have been happy. I sat up and waited.
Aye,
but you already had the two great matches.
It was set up to follow an exciting match because they kept it slow, they kept doing rest holds, and then they started adding power moves. Unfortunately, by that time, the crowd are dead because of the last two matches.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just keeping them dead, and they keep going with these moves, plodding along. Bray isn't really interested. Randy doesn't give a shit. He's playing it safe so he doesn't get hurt. Neither of them really seem like they're fussed. They just want to get through it without getting injured, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you get your RKO and the lights go out. And then the lights come on after a wee Bray Wyatt quick flash on the telly, and it's Luke Harper dressed in black.
Which I'm happy to see back.
Yes. Who just stands there.
With a big cheesy grin.
Bray rolls up Randy to win.
That is a shock. Seeing as I read that, Bray Wyatt finally won a pay-per-view.
I can't actually recall a clean Bray Wyatt win on pay-per-view. Every time he's won in pay-per-view, it's been through some kind of silly buggers, like a hologram child or a mad singing Wayne.
The Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble's the only one, mate, where it was like
his mates were all involved there, putting Brian off.
Were they? I can't remember. I'm going to have to watch it again. But
they were.
I'm happy now the Wyatt family's starting to get back together. This is what I wanted.
Brown's out for 6 months. Brown's strongman's on Raw, beating up jobbers. And now it's just him and Luke.
I mean, I was happy with that, and like what we said, that was going to be the only way Bray Wyatt's going to get a winner of Randy Orton if they done something like that. And I was happy they done that. But I'm happy I didn't watch the match, because in my head it was going to be, say, 90% Bray Wyatt, and then that RKO done.
I'm going to call that 3.5 out of 6 for the main card, because we did guess about Luke.
Yeah, we guessed a bit like if they're going to do it, have a family reunion. Do something big. It'll keep the crowd. It's like, wow, okay, right, that woke us up there.
But it was at the very end. The two of them get out the ring and they're laughing. There's no DQ because Luke never actually touched them. So what does Randy Orton do to end the pay-per-view after getting beat like that? He poses on the turnbuckle.
You're fucking kidding.
I'm a fuck.
So he didn't like line the like.
Don't line the ring. Didn't he go off his head? Didn't he start like booting the ropes or the turnbuckle? He just shook his head and got up the turnbuckle and posed for the crowd.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Was that the image they finished on?
Aye.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Tune in to SmackDown on Tuesday and see what happens next, is what nobody would react to with that.
That's fucking shocking. I would like to, if you were going to do something like that, do like you're fucking smacking up the ropes or something, or even flip your shit out on the tables.
Oh, throw the ref or shove the ref. Just
do something to
be angry. But like I say, he just wasn't giving a shit.
Thank God I missed it.
I mean, I don't even know why he bothered celebrating like that with his pose, because it's well known his pose puts his shoulders out and all.
That's crazy. When you think about the two title matches and how brilliant they were, and then you get, right, fair enough, you always have like, say, like a shite match before the main event. Let's be honest.
Aye.
Very rarely do we get a really good match before the main event.
Because that's how it works. You need the crowd to be up for the main event to make it sound as good as it looks to the people at home. And to do that, you know, you sling on something like Nikki and Carmella. You know, you don't have a big match and then a big match. The
thing is, like you said, if they were talking about like how you're saying, like the debate and stuff like that.
Aye.
Which to me, I'd find weird because if I paid money for the pay-per-view, say like if you didn't do like the network but you paid for it, in my head I couldn't switch here because it's like, fuck, I've paid for this.
No,
I better
no,
watch
that's
it.
exactly it. So I don't think that was the right reaction to have. The debate's on, nobody will watch it. No, people have paid for it. They're going to watch the match.
Especially in the network as
well. They're not going to switch over for two white old folk arguing.
Aye, exactly.
The chances are it's families watching it, or at least groups of mates, you know?
The card was a shambles. In order,
it was a panic reaction.
Aye, in order,
something that didn't affect them.
In order of what it came out in. If the title, the WWE title was going to open it, finish with the career versus IC. Make it mean something where you're like, holy shit.
And also that would have lent more to expecting Ziggler to lose.
Aye. Because
you're going, oh, they've given him the main event because he's going out and they wanted to give him a nice goodbye.
Exactly. And that's where I see when he was put on in that section, I was like, right, is there a chance here? And then you start questioning it, whereas if it was main event, you're like, oh fuck, he's gone.
Do you know what I mean? He's away.
Close out the show, everybody stands, applauds him. That would have been really nice. But instead, they fuck up the card. Then you get Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt for nothing.
I know part of it, we have to say, is because they had to move things around because of poor Becky.
Oh, aye, they had to change. They take away the Divas title, sorry, the women's title, and put in. Do you know what? They should have just kept Baron Corbin in the fucking pre-show. I would have loved to have seen American Alpha. I would have done that,
because if you'd have stuck them where Corbin had been on the main card,
that crowd would have
had a kick up the arse.
Exactly.
They'd have went down a wee bit again, but they would have lost a lot less of the crowd from that other women's match than what they would have what they did. And then there would maybe have been a chance for Bray and Randy to pick them back up. Again, though, this is relying on Bray and Randy giving a shit, which they didn't.
I mean, because, like, fair enough, a lot of people would probably turn and say you probably couldn't have a tag team match after a tag team match. The only way they could have done it was triple threat, tag team, women's, tag team, IC. Bray Wyatt, then women's, then finish with
I would
IC.
Absolutely have had Randy and Bray on before.
That's the way I would have.
IC title.
That's the way I would have done that card. That card, I mean, at least it's like you've got your massive spike right at the start. Then you've got an alright the crowd still happy. There's a balance. Right, let the crowd settle with that women's match because it was shite. Oh, the crowd's picked back up because these guys are like just showing off. Right, okay, crowd's like getting back into it. Yeah, with Randy Orton, and then oh fuck Naomi. Then oof, what a spike, and finish on a fucking high note. Instead, it's just gradual. It was like spike down, spike dead.
Aye.
And that was horrible booking. Whoever done that card needs fucking slapped.
They really need to have a word with themselves, because there was a way to do it. That wasn't it. And so this brings us to now where we've got an interesting setup for Ziggler and Miz to continue on Tuesday.
Yep.
We're going to have AJ Boston.
Oh, I can't wait.
And Dean will have his excuse for a rematch because he never got pinned and he wasn't involved in the decision. Tonight on Raw, I'm not even sure what they've got lined up. They haven't advertised anything. Probably means
they've not advertised it. So I'm going to have to read up on it. And
no, there's nothing. I've been trying to keep my eye out, see if anything's popping up. Nothing to make me think I need to see this.
I think it's going to be like
what you're going to get tonight is another fuck all show. That's then maybe next week we'll start something, and then you're going to have your pay-per-view week.
Hell in a Cell, yeah. So
24th.
It's going to be interesting. Just before we finish, did you notice the advert? Now I remember you brought this up. I remember you brought this up in a message to me about the WWE 2K17 game. right?
Yes.
Right, with the song.
Aye.
But
Tune.
did you finally notice that now their reel's been cut for the advert?
Yes.
And as soon as they go into that because it was 2 weeks ago, we all know he was left, and then they go into the bar and he's sitting looking. It's like, well, why are you advertising him? He's not there anymore. And then obviously the comments were coming out about the song, and I was like, I didn't know. I didn't know that. And then obviously last night he's cut for it, and it just goes straight to fucking Sheamus. I was like, oh fuck.
Aye, it's almost as if Sheamus is now chasing after the guy. You don't dare look at Del Rio being in here, you fucking prick, I'll fucking have you. And then chases the guy out before he sees him. Do
you think that's at the point Del Rio got stabbed?
Oh, that whole thing's a mess. Somebody actually said on his comments, like, because he posted a picture saying, "Look what happened." Somebody actually posted, "They look self-inflicted to me, mate."
Probably Paige done it.
I could believe that.
Or one of your brothers.
Remember, whenever you say something like that, say allegedly.
Aye, allegedly. I keep forgetting.
Somebody tell them.
Aye. I keep forgetting this is going to be on the interwebs. It's alleged. She did not do that. Anyway.
So tonight we have Raw, where all we know is the usual people are going to be on it. No matches are announced, no angles are announced. My prediction: Stephanie McMahon will rip someone's balls off and possibly eat them live in air. Triple H will again not show up for the week, and Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho will be amusing.
I totally agree with you. How many times do you think Mick Foley will get involved?
Too many.
Yep, it's got a bad feeling this week for like some shows.
To start this, huh?
Yeah, all we have. I can see next week for Raw before the go home Raw before Hell in a Cell. I think that will probably be okay.
That's 2 weeks away. We've still got another Raw of God knows what.
Oh fuck! Is that 2 weeks away? So it is. It's every 2 weeks just now.
Aye.
Bastard.
So really, what I'm hoping for is that SmackDown keeps its roll going.
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully. So that's us and our podcast down. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Thanks for listening again. This has been the Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. I've been Will.
I've been Martin.
Thanks for listening and take care.
Thanks, folks. See you later.